And we're live! Welcome back to another Window Chats with Robyn, where anything that can go wrong will most likely go wrong. Will Ian be able to join today? We'll find out. Da da da. Oh wow, he's here. Okay. Be cool. We're gonna invite him. Here we go. It's happening. Oh. I get so excited when it works.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for joining us. And that was the only obstacle we had to face today, so we're good. Now
We got it. Now the next obstacle is just me being able to speak to a human being, which is like so rare in this day and age, you know?
That is true. I know. I was doing a live the other day, and I couldn't even formulate a sentence. It was up to a point of embarrassment. I swear I know this stuff. This is common things that everyone should know. English is not working. So, yeah.
Well, this day and age, like everything for me is like either I'm just like at home, just like quarantined. I'm on my computer. I'm watching a lot of self tapes. So
Yeah.
like just like talking to people at their tapes. Like I'm having full on conversation with actors, but they're not responding to me. Or it's like on Zoom, which is really nice, but it's like very quick because we have to get through a lot of people. But no interactions in person.
I love that you say that you talk to the like I legitimately when I watch something I talk to the screen and I expect a response, or you know those commercials that you watch and they ask a question but it's more of a rhetorical question and then you respond and they don't care. It's like one of those things, you know, you're just expecting like this is a conversation but it's a one-way conversation. It's
100%. Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of like, get it, you go. Yes, I love that choice. Maybe, and then like, you know, and then you want to, yeah, and then
and it's just like, oh, okay. So in my case, it's like, oh, she tried hard, but yeah. I love it. No, I actually
like recently, which was really good actually. So,
wow.
Good on you.
It's just so funny because as actors, we send it out in the universe and we're like, is anyone actually going to watch it? There's a million. And as the casting directors, we have so many to watch, but we're going to watch them all and give input. And it's so interesting. That's a vibe that we don't know about.
Oh, we watched them. I mean, last weekend I watched about 600 self-tapes. We watch a lot and watch them several times. Like it's work. Trust.
I'm like, I don't even know what to say to that. 600, because it's also, oh my, that's just a lot. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of actors. That's a lot of, honestly, it's a lot of downloads. It's a lot.
A lot of downloads. There's a lot of bandwidth going on. But we're here, and I'm by a window. Look at this window.
Oh my god! No one else has been by a window. It is snowing. Yeah, I know. This is, well, yeah, you can't really see. I'm not really high up, but it's downtown, so there's another human being. I'm worried.
I'm downtown Hamilton, and you're downtown Toronto?
I am downtown Toronto. Do you ever wonder, okay, so when I film or when I do stuff near my window, I wonder if someone on the opposite side of me is filming the same thing or watching it, or maybe someone's watching this IG live right now and they're like, oh, we see it happening, and they get really excited, but I don't know. Okay.
It's so possible. I mean, I'm sure, like, if you see, like my building right now, like there's so many like creepy like windows, like it's a weird shape. It's like a U shape. So I'm like there's definitely people like watching me in my living room all day on my computer. Like there's for sure like a television show that I don't know I'm in right now that's being broadcast across the world. Like that's for sure a thing that's happening. Like,
but I've named people. Like I would name you the person on their laptop. When I look across yonder and I see people, there's desk girl, there's workout guy, he's very, very adamant, there's people with a child. We haven't fully decided what name to go with yet as a couple, but they're entertaining. My husband really likes to people watch, so now I'm getting into it. It's a couple activity, so that's what we
I mean, it's a new quarantine Olympic, people watching, right? 100%.
What would the gold medal be? Congrats, you've watched people the entire day. Is it a length? Is it like what is the, I don't know what the winner gets.
Hard drive. The golden hard drive.
I see that. The gold, yeah, but or more like the golden or handcuffs, because it's kind of illegal the amount of time you're looking at people. Like, get a life. But this is my life now. There was actually, this was my favorite thing. Someone had a happy birthday, and then the birth deflated, so then it just said happy day for a couple months. They had a really good high flow, I guess, in their balloon, and it just, you look out, it would say happy day. Now it's gone. No more happy days.
No more
it's
happy.
Very real.
They wanted to hold on to that birthday for as long as they could, and like, who would blame them? I mean, we gotta hold on to those like good days, you know, during these times of quarantine. You know, I mean, I still have to put away some of these like holiday Christmas decorations. They're still like, I have like a stack of boxes in the corner. I'm not going to show you because it's a mess, but there's a stack of boxes and like holiday cards in the corner that just, they need to go to storage. And the storage is like embarrassingly like not on like a subfloor in the condo or anything. It's like on this floor, but like around the corner. Like I just have to like walk down the corner. You know,
there's a level of motivation that you're not, so it's just literally make the smallest amount of effort, but you're gonna get there. I feel like after this you're gonna get motivated. Okay, I spoke to someone else today, and now today is the day. It's no longer Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
But it's true though. I think of all the mundane tasks I've been putting off, and then I'm thinking, oh, this was really easy. I don't know why I didn't do that. Oh well, quarantine life. What can you do?
Quarantine life.
I was doing a hashtag, and it was weird.
Hashtag quarantine.
I just went in doubt. I can't do like a good Zoom dance, or I was trying to like perfect it. Instagram.
What are these? I'm on my phone because I don't know how to use Instagram without my phone.
Oh, I think it only works on the phone.
So I'm just like, I don't have one of these really fancy tripod setups that.
Oh, it's very fancy. It's an Amazon purchase. Like really fancy.
Because I do all the Zoom calls and everything from my computer, which is just like a natural tripod. Everything just kind of sets up nicely. And I mean, I don't have to look great on it because no one wants to see my face.
You look your hair is very stylish. This is like a nice beard you got going on.
This is months and months of growth, actually. So, I mean, this is a lot of dippity do, a lot of gel. There's a ton of product in this hair. I took a shower today. I put some pants on. Usually it's like you know, sweatpant season, you know, a lot of like furious emails all day long, just like emailing away in my sweatpants. But I'm like, no, I have a date with Robyn. We are gonna do the window chats. I'm gonna take a shower early. I'm gonna like brush my hair.
I appreciate that.
I'm
like
essential grocery shop today. This is like the day I'm going to know Frills. Yeah.
Their commercials are great. I'm really invested in their, I don't know if you've seen them. It's like a cartoon, but it's a superhero no frills.
Yeah. Fun, right?
I know.
I always love their commercials. Like there's been they cast some great actors in their commercials too. I mean, we haven't cast any of their commercials, but like whoever does cast their commercials does a great job at them. Like
I was picturing No Name by mistake. What was the only ones I remember, the ones I've seen with no actual people. But I can't remember their campaigns prior to. I will be on the lookout.
I remember like Michael Hughes, great actor, did this really cool spot with them where he spins around and he has an amazing voice and like he sings. He's like this beautiful crooner, right? And he spins around and he's like and he's singing and he's like basically serenading people. And that's like that was one of the first spots of theirs that like I'm like, oh, they stepped their game up. Like, oh, they've gotten into the commercial game the right way. Like, here we go. That was maybe like a year and a half ago or so. And I'm like, this spot is gonna renew and renew and renew.
Well, here's the question though. I mean, they say they're no frills and now they're spending money on commercials. I'm confused. What?
Yeah, I'm like,
I mean, that's a frill.
It's a frill. It's not a no frill anymore.
Just saying. I'm like, you know, you say you're no frills and now you're getting all fancy. You got animation, you got the Michael Hughes.
Michael, yeah, they got that Michael Hughes money. But, and have you noticed they've got like the plastic buckets too, like you know, like you have to purchase it, but they're like $5 now. But like instead of like the paper, instead of the plastic bags, the plastic like baskets, you could actually buy yourself a plastic basket, so you don't have to use their own baskets. You can buy your own no frills baskets.
So it's just a lot of additional thrill. Like they're honestly their core values. I'm just saying, we have to look. I'm not going to start a stink, okay? I think that overall they're good, but they're really not standing by the no frills.
They're basically like full blown.
Now they're frills.
Blah blah.
They're full. Now they're just super frill.
Super frills.
This
Super
is amazing. I love this so much. Now I really want to go to no frills and think of other things I can make fun of them for. This is why we have the conversations.
I love it. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna be like, that's a frill. That's a you ma'am with your fur cap. You are a frill. What do you buy?
Like a little clipboard.
That's a frill. That product is nice. Like, there are no bruises on these bananas. Frill. These bananas are not green. Frill.
Ready to eat bananas. This is too luxurious for my taste. I'm out of here.
What are these, Macintosh apples? Local? Ooh. Frill. What is this no frill labeling? I don't believe it.
That's it. From now on, we shop elsewhere. That being said, I pretty much only order online.
Fresh coat from now on.
Actually, I've gotten really into Farm Boy, but that's because when I lived in London, there was a lot of Farm Boy. And they opened downtown. I'm like, ooh, Farm Boy.
I heard about that Farm Boys opening in Toronto. I mean, in Hamilton, they're everywhere, and they're like the place to be, like organic. They're kind of like a Trader Joe's, right? TJ. Yeah. I'm all about my TJs from.
Did you live in the States? Like that's I didn't know about Trader Joe's till my relatives.
I love going. I loved going to LA, like back and forth. But I mean, I've been known before the border closed because Hamilton is not too far, same as Toronto. If you have a car to Buffalo, and they have a TJ's, a Trader Joe's in Buffalo, and if you like some of their like products, you can go to Trader Joe's in Buffalo, and like it's worth the trip. It's a fun little road trip, you know.
Do you declare it when you come back?
Always, but they're all like Trader Joe's groceries. Get out of here, kid. You know.
You go to TJ's, you go to Target, you go to make a day out of it.
Oh, yeah, TT.
I like to call it Target to make it French. I think other people call it Target. That was like, Target. But it's not always catching on. I'm throwing it out there along with calling no frills frills. We're just changing everything. We are changing society in this live.
We are rebranding.
This is like, we're a dream team right here, guys. We're going to find flaws in your business.
We are opening up a rebranding marketing agency. Fully fledged. I'm
just saying. I mean, we have time. You're watching when you're not watching 600 tapes. In between.
There's a minute here and there, you know. We got a minute.
Yeah, there you go. Rebrand idea. Send.
Yes.
Email in my sweatpants.
Yes. 100%.
I don't know about you. I feel as though when I'm home and I'm wearing comfortable attire, I get more done sometimes because I don't feel restricted. I can breathe.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Like when I'm in my sweatpants, that is when like the most activity gets done, like the most emails get sent. I am on fire. But I mean, like, usually, you know, it's business up top. I mean, I am wearing like full out, like I'm fully dressed today. Like, there are no sweatpants going on here today. Although at a certain point, you have to, like, you got to get dressed. Like, you know, at a certain point, I'm like, what? I mean, some days, maybe not Wednesdays, you know, there's got to be one day of the week where you're like,
yeah, Wednesday you wear pink, obviously.
Yeah. Today is
I'm feeling it. Oh, that was good. I keep trying to not cut you off. I apologize. The audio is super annoying. It's only one person can talk at a time. But I feel your. Yeah,
I just keep chatting. I'm just like.
No, but I love because I like to talk really fast, and then you talk. I'm like, I have Instagram etiquette. Okay. There's a lot when you're hosting these things. It's like, okay, I haven't read any of the. I have read the comments, but I didn't acknowledge them. Thank you for commenting, everyone.
Hi.
Oh, I interrupted you, but I think you said hi, everyone.
Hi.
It's so I like to not think about the people that are watching this because I'm like, I don't know, I'm just chatting, and if people want to watch, they can. Could be interesting, could be terrible. We'll find out. And I get really talk show host with it, like tune in next week, and this is my microphone. This is what I need to go outdoors. It's not healthy. But I love that you're in Hamilton. And when I lived in Hamilton, I moved out 2014, and it wasn't cool. It wasn't really there yet. But now, look, they have some fancy donut places that I am upset I was not there for. And they have all this, they're building. I didn't even know they had Farm Boy. That was not around back in my day.
Yeah, there are like, I think there are like 2 or 3 Farm Boys in Hamilton. Like, they mean business here. Like the grocery situation here is pretty good. Like,
did you replace Sobeys as well? Is that what happened? Or not so much?
I think there are like a couple Sobeys. I mean, where I am, I'm like right downtown. And so
where? What street? Let's know. I used to live on James Street South or North. It was right by the GO station, and my car would get broken into. It was very healthy.
The GO station's right there. I'm in the Royal Connaught, that like fancy building on King Street. It's like so.
What's your room number and
unit?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Room number, hotel room, unit number. There we go. And what is your phone number so we can call?
Yeah, we'll put it all down there. Yeah, we'll.
Well, I was watching on Instagram and I heard where Ian lived, and hi.
My SIN number is, and my driver's license, and let's lay it all out.
Let's do it. Go ahead.
Capcom. Let's get it.
Oh yes, the Capcom. I learned about that. That is something that I have yet to use, but I have it at the ready.
You got
what does it stand for? What does Capcom stand for, actually?
Oh,
Canadian. A very Canadian opportunity.
Yeah, very Canadian opportunity. I should know what that stands for. Something.
This is, yeah. I mean, yes, I would assume it was an acronym.
I'll get back to you about that, Marge. It's a great acronym, though. You know, I'm all for it.
It sounds fun. Capco.
Artist vindication number. If anyone knows it, comments that there's got.
Anyone know what Capco is? I like to yell in case they can't hear me.
Question. Thank you so much.
Hello. Anyone that's on a laptop watching this, what does Capco stand for? Put it in the chat.
Government? That's an agent question. That's
yeah, that's true. All right. Well, actors just get it. You know you need it. You don't need to know what it stands for. There you go.
Belong.
I completely missed what you said, but you look really fun doing that. So
I just need to pass it along. You know, I just
say have it.
Oh, Canadian Audiovisual Certification Office. Okay.
Thank you, Alicia.
Alicia,
all right.
Superhero. Thank you.
I feel like a gold star is I don't, contact me afterwards for your prize that does not exist. That's awesome though. The prize that is not a
The
Canadian
prize.
audiovisual. That makes sense. Yeah, okay. Well, certification. Yeah, okay. I didn't, it's weird that it's a certification office though, because I didn't really have to do much other than apply for it. Feel like I don't know, when something's certified, I think I need to do some kind of effort. You know, I have a license or a certification, I have to earn it. But I guess by being a Canadian, I have earned my Capco. So
Yes, I think you need to be a permanent resident and have like a SIN number sort of thing, and be able to, like, basically they want you to be paying taxes here essentially. In order it's a tax break number. All those fun, boring things, right?
is it boring? This has generated some fun conversation. We've engaged our watchers. That's weird. This is honestly. I love it. All right, we're gonna get down to some serious talk. I have no idea. Oh, actually, I have a random question for you. So you have a cat, Felix.
Yes.
Very. Check him out. Self-tape Harold's.
Two cats.
I know I couldn't remember the name of your other cat, but I did remember only Felix is willing to participate, and I respect that.
Yeah, Rosie, she's a diva.
Well, I mean, honestly though, it was a non-union gig, so I get it. She probably has a Capco, right? Like
she's SAG, you know. She's not ACTRA, SAG only, you know. She works in the States.
Wow. Okay. I apologize. When I get to the States, if I get there, I will contact Rosie and take her up on it. I like the names though, Felix and Rosie. That's fun. You know, when sometimes it's a really serious animal name, and it's like, I don't know. I'm thinking Simon. I've never met a pet named Simon, but then I think of Simon Says, and that could be fun for a pet. Like, how do you choose a name? It's almost like naming a child.
This was difficult. I mean, my ex and I kind of like picked those names for sure. Like it was a group decision. It was like a joint decision kind of thing. We went back and forth. Rosie, it's like definitely Rosie O'Donnell. That's, you know, she's named after hero. Felix is I think just because of the black and white, like Felix the cat, like stereotype.
Okay.
And a mix of Felix the cat and Felix, my favorite character from Orphan Black, played by Jordan Javaris.
Name dropping.
Awesome actor, Jordan Javaris. And Rosie from so great.
There's no right or wrong. I'm always curious about names because there's always a reason why you name your child. I'm like, there has to be a reason why you name your animal, your pet.
Yeah, she is like full of sparks. She is like so like she's like dodgy, and she comes up and like cuddles you, but then doesn't want like anything to do with it. Like she will like she'll back away like right away, and like if you want to cuddle her for more than like 2 minutes, then she is like, nope, I've had enough. This is good. Like, goodbye.
Yeah, I think I could be a cat in my next life. It's just, okay, I'll give you a little affection and then I'm done. Now I need my space. I identify with
exactly. 100%. Like, she's like an atypical cat, whereas like Felix, like all he wants to do is just like be in your arms and like cuddle you and be swaddled. Yeah, typical like Maine Coon type like dog cat.
Dog cat classic. I want to do a shout out. Ashley has joined. Why is Ashley, you have a child. I appreciate this. You have a newborn, and I appreciate you tuning in. We're going to give a shout out to Ashley.
30 minutes.
He's what?
He's napping. River is napping for 30 minutes right now, probably.
Wow. I don't understand. Do you not miss nap time? I think as adults, we should have nap time. I'm throwing it out there. Just like we're changing. I take a nap, but then it turns into I fell asleep for 3 hours. I don't have that structured nap time. I miss it.
I miss nap time so much. I mean, oh my gosh, I like you don't even know. Like I I miss it.
But it seems like our adult nap time is now meditation. Okay, you meditate for 5 minutes and you should be good. I'm like, no, I'm not good. I closed my eyes, I did a couple breaths, but no, that didn't work for me. I apologize.
box breathing. Yeah, like follow the box of the door. Yeah, when you get like super like yeah, when work is like a little too much, when it's crazy and you're just like, too many emails. How do I calm down for like 2 seconds? Just box breathe.
You do the one where you breathe in, and yeah. but then if my nose is plugged, I'm like, wait, this isn't working. I can't breathe through my nose, and then it increases my anxiety. I'm like, epic fail.
Center yourself.
This is how not to meditate with Robyn. I'm gonna start a whole new series.
Just plug all of your plug all your airways in the best way to breathe.
Oh, this is great. Oh.
Try breathing only through your eyes.
I was trying. I think, well, it's weird because technically, I don't know if you've seen this, when you can squirt milk through your eyes. This is a thing. So I think it's called your lacrimal gland. Very fancy anatomy that I knew once in a blue moon, but it's all connected technically. So I wonder if you could. I don't know how you create an air hole in your. I don't want to think about that. That's gross.
Like if you drink milk, or like women.
Yeah, if you drink milk through, you can squirt it out through your eye. It's gross. I know. I'm like, look, here's my trick. That is not on my resume. That is not something I'd like to master. It is, but there are videos out there because people have done that.
Are all connected, yeah, right? Like.
So technically, why can't we breathe through our eyes? I'm curious. I'd like answers. Maybe Bill Nye could tune in, give us a.
I'd like to know. I mean,
anyone want to Google this?
I mean, I've got a family medicine book right here. I'll have to look it up.
I love that you have a family medicine book. That you were prepared for my questions of randomness. Robyn's going to ask me anything. So I have my theater, I have some medicine, I have a no frills bag.
It's not mine.
I was watching a show the other day, and I appreciate, one of my biggest pet peeves is when they don't say the medical words correctly, because it's really, honestly, nowadays it's just a Google search or, figure out what the name is. But there was a really interesting deficiency I thought it was pronounced pica, but it's actually pica. And it's when someone has, I thought it was an iron deficiency, but essentially they eat clay or they eat lip balm or anything inanimate. And it's something you shouldn't eat because there's a deficiency in their body. And I'm like, oh, it's pica, not pica. Interesting. Then I thought it was like Pikachu, I guess. Then I thought about Pokemon. So there's a lot going on. But how weird is that to think you would eat clay or something along those lines?
I guess they must be really deficient, right? Like,
yeah.
I guess, yeah. I mean, like, if I'm like B12 deficient, or then I'm like, I guess maybe I like crave more like red meat and stuff like that. But I guess these people like, yeah, like they crave like clay pottery.
It's just, yeah, an insatiable appetite, and they just start eating it. It's very unhealthy. It's actually, I don't want to ruin. I was watching Bull. I got into that show. It was very good, and that was an episode. I'm like, oh, look at this.
Oh, cool.
Fascinating. I like the legal shows because the law is never real, and it just makes law seem so much more interesting. Like my husband's a lawyer, and he, in Toronto, it's different than in the States when it's a whole performance. Your Honor, I object. It's a whole. Here's my opening statement. It is taking you on a journey. Here we go. And in law, it's just kind of okay. Here you go, Your Honor. This is an exhibit. Whatever. No one.
Where in reality, it's just like, yeah, it's not as like performative, probably. Yeah.
It's no showmanship, but think about how many more people would be engaged if everyone was a showman. I would watch it. I would love it. I would go to court every day. I would take it in.
Big show, like, yeah. I mean, there is a reason why like a lot of like actors go into law at like sometime, or a lot of people like go to theater school, then like go into pursuing law, because like they're naturally quite good at it, I guess, like memorizing a lot of those, like a lot of the law, and like also being able to like convince juries, and like it's a skill that like not everyone can have, right? Like,
Do you think it's actors that did well at acting, or is it actors that like they just couldn't, but they still are able to act, or is it a combination? I don't know.
I feel like there's like, I mean, from when I went to theater school, I feel like there are like so many actors that I went to theater school with that like that were incredible, that like I felt that like would do so well, but maybe they just like it wasn't like, it wasn't their jam, it wasn't their honey and jam. And near the end, they were like, maybe this industry isn't for me. Maybe I want a little more like stability, or maybe I want like a different, a different pathway. And like right after they go straight into like, like university and like pursue a different career or a different pathway, or try it out for like, a few months and like go a different route. And you're like, and like deep down inside, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, they're like full out competition for me as an actor. Like if, if they go that way.
So yeah, let's.
But like, but then they go and become like really successful lawyers or paralegals or like.
It's funny. I would almost think if someone was on my level. See, I used to be really competitive in this industry, and I'm like, I wonder if I would have sent people. You know what? You might be better at law when they're like my exact competition. You should pursue law. Let's get out of my competition. It would be very unhealthy. But now, me being more mature as an adult, I'm like, you know what? There's room for everyone. But younger me would have done that. And I'm proud that I've grown. But have you, so you went to theater school. Which theater school? I don't think I know which theater school. I
went to Randolph.
Oh, fancy.
Way back in the day. Ooh, fun. Yes, I was, my pathway, I really loved musical theater. I started in musical theater, like acting when I was like 9. Started taking classes when I was like 4. Funny story, I saw Phantom of the Opera when I was like 4 years old. And I had the entire show memorized, like as soon as I saw it, like word for word, the entire like 2-hour and 53-minute like show, word for word, completely memorized when I was like 4 years old. So my parents were like, okay, we got to put this kid into like some kind of lessons. So I went into dance and theater right away, and then like started acting when I was 9, and then was like, okay, I'm a music theater kid, I'm a dancing kid. And then then went into Randolph, and that's where the education started, I guess.
I love that though. But okay, how hard was it to learn musicals back when you were a kid? Because I remember I had the CDs, and it's not as easy. You can't just Google the musicals now. This was a process. I had the little books that I was learning the words from. That's just how it was not easy. Okay.
I mean, it's all a little bit of a blur, honestly. I mean, but like, I mean, I'm old, but like, it's a little bit of a, I just remember it just like I would just get so into it, and I would just ingrain it into my brain, and then it would just be like there. It would be stuck, and it would be like I would just have so much fun with it, and it way easier than it was in adulthood. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And then as I got older and older, I'm like, how would, and I think back now, if I were to like try memorizing things now, and I think of some of these scripts and lines that you awesome actors have to learn. I'm like, how do they do it? Like, it's quite a lot, to break down. Like I methodically I know how, but it's
no, it's funny though, because as a kid,
long time I'd be rusty.
But I found as a child, when I memorized things and then I grew up, I learned them completely wrong. And I don't know what words I thought. I would just make up words if I didn't know it. So now I sing, when I hear a song and I'm singing, I'm like, those are the words? What? And then I think, oh my God, I was singing that? That was inappropriate song choice.
Like 11, like learning Rent and being like, oh.
It's just a song. Her candle keeps going out. I don't know what the problem is.
Oh, oh, that's, oh, my parents, I sang that every day at the top of my lungs. Down,
Got a light? Yeah, maybe you have a light for this candle. That'd be great. Cool. Yeah, I'm a little cold, you know. It's just there's no heat in my place. It's a chilly. It's chilly. That's what's happening.
There's a lot of strong innuendo in that musical. You know, like I lived for like the angel numbers as like a child. Like if my parents didn't know I was gay at the age of 12, doing like those drum numbers like in a wig, like
The wig might be a dead giveaway.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
You had a wig at the age of 12? I love that. I love that so much.
Oh, I had a whole collection. It was
No, okay, but for serious, that's a word now. I the only time I had wigs was back in the day. I was a Disney princess performer, and storing the wigs when other people don't know you're a performer is terrifying. They come into your room and they just see heads with hair. It's very, very traumatic for people. That, like, Robyn, do you have an identity crisis? I'm like, no, guys. Okay, this is my job. All right. So as a child, like, do you have friends over and they see the hair and they're like, what?
I was like that friend when like you come over, and because I lived in the country. I grew up in like the middle of nowhere, so like there were like a few friends, like selective friends, but like small, tiny town. So like everyone knew Ian was like special. Ian was like the friend that was like had the wigs and like had the costume. Put the shows on. Ian was the one, the dancer. Ian was the one that like spent all recess like rehearsing monologues. Ian was the person. Ian was the friend that at the age of like 12 or 13 wrote a one-person play about David Garrick, the father of romanticism. Ian
Okay, what? This is amazing. And
Ian was like that like that like
please tell me there's footage of this show. I would love to see this. I remember, oh, you showed me the headshot you had as a child was one of my favorite things. You have the best headshots. I don't even understand how you're like, I'm going to put my foot near my mouth. That's going to be a picture. I just love everything about those photos.
I think those were my last set of headshots. So that was like, that was like, that was some awesome Denise Grant. That was like, guys, Denise Grant, she
Shout out.
was my go-to. Yeah.
I get it.
Magical.
That I can see her going along with that. Just you also have one where you're like holding potato. Is it a potato? What is it?
Yeah, because she does all of these like all these close-up photography for these commercials. So she had like this wall of like all this like close-up photography stuff and she was just like go wild, kid. And I was like, I'm gonna take these potatoes from your Wendy's commercial and I'm gonna do a Dexter inspired photo shoot. So I'm
That like, yes, okay.
At it like I'm gonna like eat it like a crazy person. Yeah, it was. We had fun that day. I mean, I don't know how many of them were usable for like actual.
I love when I get copies after the little session, and you're like, oh, that was a look. Where I'm like,
and I'm like, perfect. My agent like, oh, okay.
They were usable for today's promo poster, so there you go. That's all that matters.
Hey.
You're like, in a couple years, I will require a random headshot. I love it though. You're like, Robyn, can you use this photo? I'm like, yes, I can use this photo. I love this photo.
Please, someone use it. Photo of me eating my Blundstone, please.
I love the commitment though. Even if Denise said to me, go crazy. My crazy is just like, like it's just making a face. You're like, I'm using props. I'm eating my foot. It's
I'm just gonna eat my foot. And that's what we're getting.
But I feel as though it was a no judgment. She's like, yeah, cool, eat your foot. Just very cool. Just you go in, yeah, you do you, whatever. She had a fan on. This is the fan.
Yes, yes. I feel like you would have some amazing, amazing photos. Like you would have a really cool, fun, like prop photo shoot for sure.
I mean, now I'm tempted. Yeah, I'm tempted to do the prop one. I didn't think it was an option. Uh, they were a little pricey, so I
Yeah.
still look like I did last year. But until I renew that, so when I change, I'm gonna get real. I'm gonna get real. I found a gray, so it's I'm aging. So when I have to start coloring my hair, oh God, I don't want to, but when that happens, I guess I'll get them redone. But here's the problem though. What if I want to go red one day? You know, I'm feeling Ariel, and then no, I'm feeling like I want to be blonde. And then how many headshots do I need? I don't know.
I
So
mean, I'd say just pick the one that looks the most like you. Go for it. I love neutral. I just, as long as like the actor looks like themselves and they look like on the headshot what I'm going to see on the tape or see in person, that's the main thing, you know? Like I just want to see like a straight on shot, you know? And it doesn't have to be like insanely professional, like it just as long as it's like a good clear photo that's like, you know, done with a good camera, you know, and been edited nicely, you know,
yeah,
properly.
so ideal headshots. Make sure you have glasses on, like no one can see your eyes. Make sure
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. A good like
sunglasses, hat. Uh,
yeah. So I can't see your eye color.
okay,
Beautiful.
enough.
Yeah, I don't need eye color.
Okay.
Oh, no one joined at that very moment and heard that.
Just
No,
kind of like
eye color.
chop your hair off and then grow it back for every other audition you do, and then
I need to see eye color. Eye color.
I find that so interesting though. 'Cause I see so many breakdowns, and the eye color is so specific. And I thought, well, I have color contacts, but I don't. I get it.
Color
Uh,
different because sometimes if people say, I mean, I get that all the time where people will say, oh, they have color contacts, and it's like, okay, but that on camera though, when we're doing like close up contras or things like that, you know, those color contacts sometimes don't look so great, you know, unless they're very, very, very expensive color contacts that have like specifically done. I would rather just have someone with their natural eye color. It
no,
just,
I agree. Because I've had the color contacts, and they're either like intensely blue, where oh my gosh, something's wrong with her eye, or they're so subtle that you're, is it blue?
and I would
Maybe green. Yeah.
and I'd rather just cheat it, right? If it's like, you know, if especially for like the docudramas or like episodics where like we're doing like a mat for matching like trying to find like matching a contributor, and a lot of time that's where we're like matching eye color. You know, and in the end, like if like it's a good enough actor and like they're a close enough match, you know, like we'll forget eye color because the audience will forget eye color if the performance sells, you know, in the end.
I'm gonna watch every docudrama now and match the eye color.
Yeah. Oh,
Pork. This is fake. Before I believed it, but now it's fake.
not the same person.
Okay, actually though, I'm gonna be honest. I, as a child, did not realize they were cast actors, and I couldn't conceptualize how they knew to film when they were that young, and now they're older. I didn't understand. How did they do that? So
And that's where the magic happens.
it is.
And that's why we do it for 10-year-old Robyn.
Probably like 13-year-old Robyn living under a like no idea what's going on in life. Wait, how are they doing this? Just a very confused child. So yeah, I was a unsuccessful teenager, but it is what it is. Still learning a lot as an adult. Oh my God. Yeah, aren't we all, right? That's Oh, we have to make sure we talk about there was I don't know if anyone's creeped Ian's Instagram page as I have, which is it's not creeping, it's research. Let's discuss. So there
Yeah.
was Alan Cumming. Interesting.
Yeah.
There were I'd love to hear the story. Only I love Alan. That guy can do anything. I am fascinated. I see him as the MC in Cabaret, and then I see him do Good Wife, and I'm like, this guy is everywhere, and he's just so captivating. Oh, anyways, so I was excited when I saw the picture.
He is so cool. So funny story behind the picture with Alan Cumming. Um, so my dear friend Alex Dallas, she's an actor in Toronto, and we took a trip to New York. We went to New York. I was on my way to LA to meet some friends there, and we went to see him in Cabaret, the revival, when they revived Cabaret. And she actually was friends with Alan from back in the day. She's from the UK, so she knew him from back then. So he got us these incredible comp tickets for the show, and then invited us backstage after, so we got to go up to his dressing room, which was like the Club Cumming, sort of like the original. If you know, now he has like this like an actual club in New York called Club Cumming, but like before that used to be like that was based off of his dressing room for backstage at Cabaret. So this is back when it really first started, so he had this like it was like sponsored by I think a vodka company, some vodka company sponsored his dressing room. So he had like a little bartender there bartending, and would have just like a few close friends stop by after each show and like hang out with him in his dressing room. So it was pretty intense. It was really crazy. Got to like hang out with him all night and like and see him. And then it was like a room with like Alex and then David Harrison, which was her friend, incredible actor in New York. And then I ended up just like being kind of overwhelmed, a little tipsy, sat on the couch next to Caroline Thompson. If anyone's ever heard of her, she and I didn't know who she was at all at the moment, at the time, and because she like her face isn't quite famous, but she wrote tons of movies. She wrote Edward Scissorhands. She wrote Night Before Christmas, Corpse Bride. I believe she wrote Beetlejuice, like all of like Tim Burton's biggest movies.
So a lot of Disney movies, yeah.
Tons of Disney. She wrote Black Beauty, and she was the one who brought Alan Cumming to the U.S. for the first time. She's the director who gave him his first U.S. visa and his green card to come to the U.S. So like this weird moment where like she was kind of like not like she was kind of like just kind of overwhelmed as well and a little tipsy and sitting on the couch, and then we kind of sat on the couch and just like hung out and visited the entire night together and like just like chit chatted, and then Alan plopped himself down between us and was like, Benda, do you know who this is? And he's like, this is Caroline Thompson. Like, she did this. And I was like, oh my God, what? So that was like from that crazy night. I'm like,
how do you react?
Happens to me like star-studded, like what is happening to me nights? Like what?
Is he always on? Is he always that high energy?
Yeah, he was crazy, like and awesome and like energetic and so personable and just like such a nice guy. Like I remember like he was like, let's play Nicky Nine Dolls, and like he went down the staircase, and like Michelle Williams was playing Sally Bowles that night, and he was like knocking on her door, trying to get her to come upstairs. He was like knocking on everyone's doors, and then came back upstairs, and was just wild and hilarious. And he was also in the middle of shooting like Good Wife at the same time. And I remember like he was talking about as well like how like exhausted he was when he wasn't working, because like he had to go and get these vitamin infusions like during the daytime and all this crazy stuff. Like his life was like pretty insane while doing that show, because it was like working all day doing Good Wife and then all night doing Cabaret and rehearsals. And
that's, for anyone who hasn't seen Cabaret, that role is I watched, because they have, I mean, now that YouTube's around, you get to see, it's not the same not being there, but you see his performance, and I'm exhausted watching him. He just, lays it all out there. And that's just one show. I don't even know how many shows they were doing every week, but wow.
8 shows a week. And it's like, it's so intense, and it's like emotionally draining. And like, he had some crazy injuries on that show too. I think like he had a major concussion at one point. He hit his head off of a light at one point and had to get rushed to the hospital. He had some crazy stuff happen to him during that second run. I like just stuff I've heard over like interviews of his afterwards. Like, this is
like a lawsuit waiting to happen. Okay, getting hit in the all right.
But yeah, he's just like the sweetest guy, and like we've like loosely kept in touch like over the years, and like every time I was gonna go to New York, like the last time I was gonna go to New York before the coronavirus, everything kicked.
The COVID, of course.
COVID, and I messaged him, and he was like, "Oh, we'll come to Club Cumming, the actual Club Cumming, and I'll be there on this night and that night and this night," and just never kind of, but maybe someday I'll see him again. Who knows?
I feel as though he's everywhere. He's
all over the place.
But I don't know what I would do, because I always want to try, when I see someone that I'm a huge fan of, I try and play it cool. And then when I play it cool, I'm like, oh, I should have done something. What do I say? Hey, yeah, I don't know what to do. Or I just stare at them, and you're short. That's usually what happens. They're always shorter when I see them in person. I'm like, what? Wait. I saw Kiefer Sutherland in whatever Yorkville area. I'm like, you're a little short guy, but he was so cute. I'm like,
he's just little. Yeah, he's like, what is he, 5'8" or 5'9"? He's like my height.
I mean, again, that's not short, but still, I guess that the roles, the magnitude that they, it's 24 or designated survivor. Like, I'm saving the world. I'm like, you're a little short to save the world there, aren't you, buddy? But he's so, I didn't know what to do. So I awkwardly was acknowledging him and then walked away. It was a good story. That's glad I shared that with the universe there.
But he's an incredible actor. Like, it would be so neat to see him in person. Like,
I don't know what to do though. I don't, because I think, us being very, very well known, if someone were to confront me, that being said, okay, I do have one story that made my day, where I didn't realize I was doing a film, and because I do anything, I literally say yes, I have a problem. But anyways, I was doing it, and then they changed the title, and I didn't realize it till I got whatever email. Okay, sure, they changed the title, but it's like, all right, you've always been working off this one name. So I was walking on Queen Street, and someone like, is that girl from, I think, what was it, More Than Friends? I'm like, what is this? I don't know. Am I? And then I walked away. I'm like, yes, that was me. But they were already too far gone. I'm like, I played a diva. And I was upset, and I want to apologize. I don't know who they were, but I felt really cool to have been recognized for that one second of not realizing that was me.
That must feel amazing, though.
It was just weird, though, because I thought, I don't know, am I? Was I, like, I also thought, like, was I actually good enough in that? I don't know if I want to say yes. There's that moment of, am I proud of that? I don't know. And then I thought, no, I was okay in that one. That was good.
Yes. And of course it made an impact on their lives. So they were like, wait a second, that's a girl.
But I don't know, like, what do you do in those situations? Like, if you get recognized, if someone, that's Ian Bender. Do you play it cool? Do you get ready to sign autographs? What do you do? Do you take the picture?
It never happens. It never.
Oh, it's going to happen. They know where you live now. It's just a matter of time. People are going to wait outside. Walk around Hamilton. Is that Ian Bender? Okay.
Yeah.
Selfie.
Oh, casting director. Yeah. It's like, yeah, Ian Bender. And then it's like, usually like, I don't know, Ian Bender. You didn't.
No, it's going to be, is that Ian Bender who wrote that one-man show when he was a child?
Yes. David Garrick. Yes, that's him. I recognize him from those bloomers.
From Randolph, of
he
course.
Did ridiculous costume changes that made no sense. Talked in a strange accent.
I love that accent. That was really good. I love that. Okay. I think you were being hard on yourself. All right. I would cast you. Oh my God. Wait, so did you dance in it too? Because you said you had a dance background, or?
I did not dance in it because the stage that I did on it had a massive rake. So there was no dancing. No, I was very much a separatist as far as like dancing in my theater goes. I had my dancing and I had my theater. Very, very separate for me because I was an Irish dancer. Actually, I did Irish dancing, like the dance kind of stuff.
Yes.
It was very hard to find theatrical like plays that had dancing in them. Very hard to like bridge the two.
I don't know. Legally Blonde was only Irish dancing, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean there was a little bit of Irish dancing. I know, was it Emmett, or the UPS guy that has to do that?
Is that what's his name? Paul.
Irish jig.
There has to be some kind of Irish jig. I said that as a joke, and then I thought, wait, there is Irish in it, kind of.
There is.
Because she's obsessed with the Irishman. Yeah.
She's obsessed with the Irishman who because I remember when that came out and I was like, there's a skill. I am not jacked enough or tall enough to ever play this role. Damn it.
I just think it shouldn't matter what you look like if you have the skill. Look, if you can jump rope, you're in Legally Blonde. That one, I don't know how they do that number. I watched them do it at the Hart House. I'm like, how are you doing this? Bravo. That is exhausting.
I love that production at Hart House. It was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And the Randolph production was great too. They've done so many great productions of that musical. I mean, it's a fun show to watch. Like that's a show I want to watch after quarantine. You know what I mean? Like after all this COVID stuff, like fun, happy escapism musicals. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the thing though. But there's so many serious ones. So even when you're talking about Cabaret, I'm like, well, it doesn't leave on a positive note. So that's not like I'm going to see Cabaret and then be happy when I was talking about Next to Normal with someone the other day, and that's also not one that you leave and you smile. But there's some are powerful and some you just need to. I need to see Hairspray or something. Even that actually was a powerful message. What's one that has no message that you just go to smile at? I don't know. I was talking about Gypsy too. I'm like, that doesn't really end. No. Yeah. Like, that's a little dark. Chicago, I think that ends positively. So it kind of does, though. Kind of. Even though one person does die, then they find their place. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Ready to rockets.
Look, I'm just, yeah, that's what it's going to be. I'm going to see Chicago and just smile when I leave as she's getting hung. It's dark humor. It's dark humor.
I mean, there's so many that are just like waiting to come out. I cannot wait to see live theater again. Like, I can't wait. I just like counting the days until.
I wonder what the first musical will be though, and I think that's a very interesting. Like, do people want Only Happy, or do they want maybe Rocky Horror Picture Show? That's probably going to be one of the first ones that's out there. That's just a thing. I also saw that. Apparently, I only go to the Hart House to see theater now. Well, I'm trying to be supportive, right? But when I saw that one, I'm like, oh, this is the first time I actually experienced it as a cult. It was cool.
That's brilliant. That's such a show too. That would be great as an audience because it would be really fun to have like a musical like that brings an audience together. Because like I feel like
the Spelling Bee one. That's a fun one too. Yeah.
What was that? Spelling Bee?
The Spelling Bee. That was a fun one.
Putnam County Spelling Bee. So much fun.
That was a nice audience interaction. I enjoyed that.
Did you see that?
I did see that in the Hart House.
I did too. That Hart House production was great.
It was great. Yeah, that was really fun. This is weird. Have I not seen other theater? Maybe I'm just cheap and lazy. I live close to U of T, so there we go.
Funny fact, I did Jerry Springer the Opera at Hart House.
That what?
Yeah.
Okay. Elaborate, please.
I did Jerry Springer the Opera at Hart House. The original production was directed by Richard Azunian, and that was so much fun. I played Tremont. It was a hoot. My goodness. And then the second remount, we did.
What's the story? What's it about?
So, you know, like the Jerry Springer show?
Yeah, how do you make that an opera?
So it was originally written by, for the West End by Richard Thomas and Stuart Lee. Stuart Lee is this comedian in the UK, very popular out there, very, very dirty, naturally, so like really lent itself. So Stuart Lee wrote the book and most of the lyrics. Richard Thomas wrote the music, which he's a amazing composer, and some of the lyrics as well. And it was just crazy in the UK. It ran in the West End for a very long time, and then we did the Canadian premiere of it, and it was wild. We had like the Westboro Baptist Church like protests, sent protest letters in and said they were going to protest the show. It was a wild show. It's based on the Jerry Springer television show, and I think there were 3 acts. So there was like the first act was the show, second act was Purgatory, and the third act was Hell. And the Purgatory and went to Hell. And it was raunchy. And it was a show. I don't know if this show would really be able to be mounted today. There was a lot of politically incorrect things that the show, like it's very much like the Jerry Springer show itself. There was a lot of raunchiness. There was a lot of really crazy stuff that happened in that show.
Did you get hit with a chair? That's all. People were throwing stuff in the Jerry.
Oh,
it's always like, always a surprise. Well, we have the father in the audience, and then it gets
shock and awe. Like there are some blood squigs that were being shot into the audience, front row. I had to dress up in drag, and
you were ready. You've had wigs since a child. You're fine. Okay.
Oh, I was ready for this, and I was like, I had to like straddle audience members over their seats while singing art in counter tenor range.
What is the audition for the show? What did you have to do? You have to
basically hit the notes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like, it was a thing. Like,
all right, he hits the notes. He'll get comfortable straddling someone. It's fine.
Pretty much. That was like how it went. They were like, oh, he hit the notes. Okay. You got it, kid. Richard's like, you got it.
I love that you did that. That's so fun. Oh my God. Okay, I'm not going to bring up other ones that I know you've done, but I would have loved to. Anyways.
Wild.
What's your favorite one? Favorite show you've ever done?
You know, that might be...
That's fair. It sounds amazing.
That might be the favorite one. That was really fun. That had an amazing cast and like crew, and yeah, just like overall really cool experience. Going into it was pretty crazy. Like I had just come off, it was a whirlwind. Like I just come off a tour, dancing in an Irish dance show that was touring Europe. And I had just done like a production of Beauty and the Beast at the same stopping like 3 or 4 shows at the same time, and I had walking pneumonia during rehearsal process of it. So I was like,
oh, you still had it. I don't know.
Mess. Yeah, I lost my voice during the middle of it, so that I had to just like I had to do vocal rest, and then somehow it just all cleared up perfectly for this show, where I was like, okay, everything is just like lining into place. So that show just kind of felt great. You know, I was healthy for it, and like.
But I feel like such an asshole when I would go on vocal rest. Like I'm this little diva. Like, yeah.
I had no voice. I was like, I'm hooked up to IVs. I'm like withering away here.
It's terrifying though. You don't realize it, but when you, I mean, it's also I would always get I would always have an issue with my voice around a certain time of year, and I always joke that was what helped save our marriage, because okay, for a couple weeks Robyn's not going to be talking, so it's really good.
Touche.
But it's really scary when you don't have your instrument and you're thinking, okay, will this work? But it did, which is good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, scary when you don't have your voice, right? And it's like, as an artist, like, it's really like one of the most important tools that we have, and you can take care of it as much as you want and as much as you need to, but there's only so much you can do, right? Yeah.
I mean, you always had a backup as an Irish. I love that you did Highland dancing. I love that so much. Is it Highland? Am I getting it wrong?
I
Highland?
Irish. Highland is Scottish.
Oh, they're different.
They're different.
Interesting.
Is like
Do you
my
still have to bring your knees pretty much 90 degrees, like you just always bringing them up?
kind of, yeah, but Irish dancing is a lot more kick in the butt, you know?
Really? Do
If you
you enjoy yourself?
Irish dancing is like river dance.
Huh.
You know that show?
I
Like
I thought. Oh
Michael,
yes. Okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah, that's Irish dancing. Whereas Highland is like bagpipes and like dancing with the swords. That's
Whoa. So I don't think I know what Highland dancing is. I think I've just been calling Irish dancing Highland dancing. That is what's happening.
I mean, it's a common, I mean, very, cousins, really. I danced with a lot of Highland dancers in my day. A lot of joint shows. Yeah.
Gee, wait. Bagpipe? What are your thoughts on the bagpipes? Curious.
Well, with a lot of the shows that I was in, we used the Irish bagpipes, which are alien pipes technically. So they're like a ghostier sound of bagpipe. A lot more whinier, but not as loud. Whereas like the Scottish bagpipes are the traditional bagpipes, which you like have to blow into, where the alien bagpipes are actually you use your elbow to like squish the air out, and it's played like lower. So it's more of like a haunting sound rather than like a really loud like morning bagpipes. I mean, I love all bagpipes, but
No discrimination. I respect that.
no
Okay.
discrimination. I just do not want to hear Scottish bagpipes at like 7 in the morning.
Good morning.
It's not a good morning for me.
I'm definitely researching this as soon as we finish. I have to hear the difference between these two. This is very interesting.
Yeah, you'll know
Hi.
like alien pipes are like used all the time in like soundtracks and such, like in the background, because they kind of like they're a little softer, like Enya, kind of like a little more chill.
Okay.
Yeah.
This it's like fun facts with Ian.
Fun
Okay.
facts.
With
Fun.
Ian. Back to here. Okay. Disco in my little square.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay. I realize my husband's been signaling me. It's been over an hour. Is there anything? I know. I'm just having so much fun, but I do realize that you have a life. I don't.
Yeah.
It's okay.
We got a new movie we're
Yes.
we're about to narrow down and working on. Yay!
I don't know why this was narrowed down. It should be this. Narrow.
Fun.
But yes, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. Is there any like final remarks, any plugs you want to make? I don't know.
I mean, I just thank you for having me, and thank you for everyone for watching. And I've been seeing the comments, so thank you so much for everyone. I hope I was entertaining.
You were so entertaining. I love these stories. They're great. No.
Blabbermouth. I'm like, I don't get to speak to people anymore. I've just been like locked down into this quarantine for so long that it's just nice to speak to people. So thank you for having me. This has been
my pleasure.
such a treat, and keep on keeping on.
Will do. But yes, no, thank you, and enjoy your weekend and all the niceties that what a human should say. It's hard. The weekend feels like the weekday to me. So we should do. Oh, someone wants us to do a weekly show. Well, we'll bring you back. Don't worry.
Thanks, Alicia. Cool.
But yes, I'm really awkward at saying goodbye. So
Bye
let's think of a bye for now. Ta-ta for now.
Well, till next time. We won't say goodbye. Till next time.
Till next time. I like that. All right. Do like a no, that's weird. Okay. This is the worst part for me. All right, until next time. And I'm going to end on that, a weird arm dance. That was great.